So, I've been told that using different monikers could be a hindrance from like these are like the podcast gods. So, as you all know, I'm your host Brandon, aka the Wild Man. Okay, we'll stick with that. I'm not leaving that. I do like Captain Dynamite as well. We'll leave the lucky thing alone. But I am your host of Forge 2.0, Brandon. Today, what the fuck is that? All right. I know what that is. Anyways, had some nice Applebee's tonight for dinner. It was nums. Oh. So, it's Friday. We're going to have some fun. You're going to have a little fun tonight. Go out, get your drink on. Find a girl, find a guy. Whatever. You know, have a good time. Yes, there is electric tape on my finger because a piece of metal went in, cut something, and then it healed over, and I was screwing around this morning, and the scab ripped off. Couldn't find some Band-Aids, so I grabbed the next best thing. Electric tape. Guys, I didn't have any super glue. I ran out. Actually, the super glue was frozen. Or old. I don't know. It was hard. And the duct tape would have spanned the whole finger. And it would have just been walking around like this. Now, I mean, I can still bend it. I mean, let's see what I got here. Oh. Shit, I can probably... Oh, there. Oh, look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Never mind. I don't need that on there. Ta-da! Man, look at how ganked up that finger is. Look at that. That's... that is hilarious. It's good this way, for the most part. Jesus. That's the one that the big kid broke that way, and it stayed that way. Look at that. Jesus. I know, you don't want to see my finger. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell? Oh, and that camera just saw that. Nice. Yes. I made it, though. It went in my box. My garbage box. Got a box. So we are coming from you from my slice of heaven. Little Valhalla. That's what I like to call this place. No. You know, man? Let's check it out. Check it out. See what we got. We want to make sure that I'm not screwing up right now, because we did have an issue, as you all know. Oh, nice shotgun. Let's check it. I'm going to have to go here. I go like this. I go over here. Sweet Lord. There we go. Oh, awesome. We are on. Outstanding. Outstanding. Bingo. Friday's episode. Okay? I like this. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to do a little flip-flop, bing, bada, boom. And I'm going to change tonight's episode to, we're going to call it Shattering Your Ego. Okay? Now, I know some of you are like, well, what the hell does that mean? Oh, apparently they have ego power tools too. Jesus. It's not what we're looking for. Okay. Here we go. So, sorry about that. Ego. A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Okay? The part of the mind that meditates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. Compare with id and superego. See, the id is different. A conscious thinking subject. See, a lot of people, they say there's just not really to, dive into it. But from what I can remember, there was always hold on. Is this what I want? Yeah, probably this. There was always, okay, so you had the control, okay, which is the what you got to do every day. You know, all right, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. The way you think you're supposed to act, and then there's your id, okay, which is, well, for some of us, the one that likes the part of us that likes to have fun, that wants to enjoy life. I used to screw around and joke around and tell my mom, I said, I think we got that flip-flop when I was made. I said, most people, they got the control and their id is inside them. I said, mine's flipped the other way. I said, the id, boom, is out. The control's on the inside going, you got to do this. Okay, you can have as much fun as you want. Make sure you're responsible. Yep, okay, did you pay the bills? Cool. Free reign. Go raid a village. Ah! You know what I mean? You know? Did you pay RG&E? Yeah? All right, go raid a village. Ah! Where's the tomahawks? Woo, 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 woo. You know? It's the part that wants to have fun. Oh, what else do we got? Yes, an example of ego is the way you look at yourself. That's your ego, okay? The way... An example of ego is thinking you are the smartest person on earth, the self, especially with a sense of self-importance. I'm smarter than everyone. No. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just like, you're not the toughest. You're not the baddest. You're not the sickest. There's always somebody bigger, badder than you. Okay? There is. There always is. Do those people usually meet? Yes and no. But we're not talking about that. What we're doing is a manner of speaking on ego as it has to, or shattering your ego. Okay, as it has to deal with your ego getting in the way of you being better. Okay, of you changing or tweaking aspects of you. All right. Now, it's difficult because a lot of people they'll say, "Well, I don't do that. I don't do that." Well, you do. Okay, we do. I mean, I used to myself, every now and then I would catch myself where I would have to do with my ego. Okay, and then I did a little more than just scratch the surface, because I went into it and I started looking at it and people were saying, "Oh, that's your ego. You can't do this, that's your ego." And I started thinking, wait a minute, how is everything my ego? If I don't want to act a certain way, that's not my ego. This is who I am. If I don't want to go along with this sheep, that has nothing to do with ego, you know? I would almost put it up there with, oh, that's your toxic masculinity. I got your toxic right there, all right? You know? But it's something I'm still learning about, because I want to make sure that I'm not doing something where I'm letting my ego control. Whereas I know I'm not the smartest guy. I'm very smart. I don't play to my intelligence as much as I should, okay? I'm told it's okay to be smart. Oh, I very well know that, and I am smart. But I'm not where, I guess how could you say this? Where you don't try. I mean, you don't act dumb, but you know, I follow people. I guess I follow what people are saying. I can keep up for the most part, unless we go into math and then you just lose me completely. But I'm not gonna lie. You know, when I was younger, oh, don't do it. Oh, we don't need to be opening up that scab again, because I did it this morning. Man, blood just started coming out of my knuckle. It was weird. But then again, it is the same finger that broke. So, it's not done healing yet. But, no, I took the tests. I tested well up there. I just don't feel like I have to try to be all smart, you know? I can follow people and then add in my little things. So what do you think about this? How about this? All right, I see what you're doing there. How about we can also do a secondary and we come this way? And a lot of the times, because we're not trying to be smarter, well, I've run it across of a few people where they tried to, I'm smarter, blah, blah, blah. Well, my grade point average is this and this and this. And then you hit them with it, well, my grade point average is this, and I did no work at all. Outside of when we had during each of the semesters, we'd have like a huge project. I said, that's all I did. It was my fault, though. School, to me, was mind-numbing. Okay, the teachers didn't challenge me enough back then. When I was going through the ends of school, they were just starting to kind of realize, not understand, come to the realization that people don't learn the way they did back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and in the early 70s, okay? They don't. The 80s and 90s, things changed. People learn differently, okay? A lot of us aren't book smart. We're street smart, okay? But if you can teach us in a way that resembles being street smart, boom, 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 we're on that shit, okay? Like white on rice. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? How was your night? Like it was one thing I was talking about with some friends of mine. Pitbull is used, and a couple other people are using football to teach people math, okay? Now, that, of course, you've got to set aside. You want to talk about shattering your ego. Setting aside your ego, you're being taught math using football. People are going to screw with you. Do we care? No. Why? Because we figured out a way to teach kids math through something they love. Sports. Okay? I don't know if they can do it with all different sports. I just know this was last year. Last year, when I first saw this interview about Pitbull was talking about that he was working with some people in a school, and the program was using football to teach math to kids. Had difficulties learning from out of a book, I put on the comments. I said, Mingya, where was this when I was in high school, when I was going through math? I said when the books were open. Okay, and the problems were on the blackboard. I was in like the top 5 people in the class. I could just hit it. The minute we closed that book and the teacher erased the math, it was like she just erased everything we just learned. We would take a test and I would fail it. Okay, Mika, you don't even want to know how many doctors I had to see, how many school psychologists or whatnot. Audio has a lag this time. I wonder why that is. That's a no bueno. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Let's see if it catches up. Let me know if it continues for like the next 10 minutes. If so, I'll stop and then I'll start over again. But can't keep up with your internet. It probably can't. It can't, dude. It can't. It's just like playing Street Fighter when I'm sitting there mashing the buttons. I hit it 15 times and the computer hits them 5. Whatever. Really? What about those other 10 attacks? What the hell happened? That's why they won. But anyways, there was a lot of... I didn't have to shatter the ego because I was like, Mia, why can't you figure out a way to teach us? We all don't learn the same way. Case in point. And this, I don't think was ego. I think this had to do with I kind of sort of knew that I wasn't going to get into the math field. What is it? Pythagorean's theorem, right? The fucking the graphs. If P is greater than R and Q, then it equals S. And fuck that bullshit. And I used to argue with my math teachers. You tell me one profession, one career where I use this. Okay? Well, any of them. In a trade school, I said, bullshit. I said, I build houses. I do landscaping, mason work, roofing. I've helped a little plumbing. I've helped as an electrician. I have never seen anyone go, if P and the Q and the R is greater than the right there. No, you don't. You don't use Pythagorean's theorem. Nobody does math when you're fucking on the job site. If you do, it's because... Stop. Cut trim. Yeah, you're cutting trim. What? Let's see. If the P is greater than the no. No. Oh, I used to argue with all of them. But that wasn't ego. Okay? That wasn't me trying to proving them wrong. It was more so I did it out of maybe I would get the teachers. You really stop. You're just digging yourself a hole. Nobody uses that in crown molding. Everybody hates. I don't even think there are people really that enjoy crown molding enough where let's do some stuff. Yeah, 5438. That has nothing to do if P is greater than R, then S equals T. Oh, blue raspberry lemonade is pretty good. You know, so it was always funny. You just have a big ego. You want to hear yourself talk. No, I don't. I'm challenging you to figure out a way to teach me this. Okay, I'll be honest. My last year of high school, I was taking 4 math classes. That's how suck I am at math. Okay, 2 during the day, 2 at night. All right, just so because I wanted to graduate. And you got to do what you got to do. And it was just like watching, just imagine, for those of you, and I can only equate this, but imagine, all right, I don't do the smoke or any of that crap, all right? So imagine Charlie Brown's teacher, okay, at a Grateful Dead concert trying to teach you math. That's how I felt every time I went into math class. Wah, 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 wah. Really? Let me just beat my head against the wall. You have to find oh, Jesus Christ. I think that's different math. I don't think that's Pythagorean's theorem with the R's and Q's. What is it? Probability. I think that's what they call it. The probability graph. Where you had to mark that crap down. It was garbage. I'm not getting into that. But anyways, no, it wasn't ego. Okay? But a lot of the times now when we're trying to learn or we think we know everything, that ego hits. Okay? You've got to, I guess, for the sake of being a better person, forging a better version of yourself, okay, you've got to find that balance between your control and your id. Okay, you got to somehow cap that ego, get rid of it. I figure out, well, to my knowledge, what I came up with is just stop caring when people try to cut you down. Okay, because people, you get excited when somebody's trying to cut you down. Okay, and there's a difference between throwing jabs, screwing with you like your friends should. Okay, and then people just trying to, throw the zingers in there to make you feel like shit. It's a complete difference. All right? Those are what I'm talking about. When they try to cut you down, they're trying to belittle you, make you think less of yourself. Cause you to fester and grow those seeds of self-doubt in your head. All right? Now that's where you got to just let it go. You just let forget about it. Like I said earlier, I used to screw with my mom and tell her, I understand this. The control is what everybody sees. But when we let ourselves go and we actually act ourselves, that's the it. And I was like, Mom, my shit's flip-flopped. I said, because I'm like this all the time. Okay? Like I said, the control's in the background yelling, you paid a bill? You paid a bill? Go raid the village. Did you pay that bill? Go raid the village. So I was always ready to raid the village because I did what I had to do, but I was always, about it, wanted to have fun, out of always Let's just say this. You know how they ask people. You'll see a lot of the times where people go, your CEOs or whatnot, or when you're at a certain, depending on your business round, they'll say, all right, we got to come up with a deal. I need everybody to think outside of the box. And I was funny because there was many times, obviously, 45 years old. I'm seasoned, you know. If you're talking about Joe and I, but, oh, no, man. No, I'm not talking about that. You see, you got to listen, Matt. The ones where they try to cut you down to belittle you. Not that. That's the sarcastic where your friends are screwing with you. You got to listen. Listen. So we're sitting and people say, all right, I need you guys to think outside the box and let's come up with an idea for this, that, and the other. And to which I sit there and I go, and I'd be like, that's going to be a little difficult for me. And, well, why is that? Well, because since I'm 7, I've been living outside of the box all my life. I don't know how any other way to think besides outside of the box. What's it look like inside the box? Does anybody have a box I can look into? You know, and that breaks the ice. It gets going. People laugh. But then it gets people thinking. Okay? Bada bing. You know, and we're off and running. All right? Shattering your ego. Not doing something. What's the saying? Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. You know, don't just do something because you're hateful of somebody. Take into account what they're saying, analyze it, you know, let your brain work, okay, and then all right, okay, thanks, bye, and then continue doing on. You know, you can always, like if you're a handyman, right, and you're doing something a certain way, you're making dovetails, you're doing some kind of hitch thing so you don't have to use that many nails, or you just want to use glue, and you're piecing the wood together. Now you know what you want to do. Either you wrote the plans down, or you know in your mind. Okay? Now, if you're older, you definitely know in your mind what you want to do. I mean, I've seen guys look at something and go, oh, yeah, that's a 3/8. Oh, yeah, that's a 12/16. Oh, yeah, that's a 7/32. What? Get the hell... I'm on drunk. No. You know what you want. You know how you want it to turn out. Okay? Now, here's what I mean. You let somebody's going to come in. There's always at least 2 of them that have a better way to do things than what you're doing. And that part where you go, that's cool, but this is how I want it. Well, if you do, they still want to, nah, you should do this and this and this. Okay, thanks. Okay, and then be like, nah, what a bunch of fucking morons. Because they didn't listen, because they don't understand. They're all ego. They're trying to tell you their way is better than yours. All right, without listening, that you said, I understand. I'm doing it this way. This is how I want it. Okay? Ego can get in your way. Let me tell you, it can hinder you severely. From what I've read so far, it could almost cripple you in certain instances. Right? Let's see. What words start with? We're not getting into psychoanalytical talking tonight. There will be none of that. Shit. Nobody needs any psychoanalyticals, do you? Huh? Any psychos out there? Shh. Your secret's safe with me. Oh, here's a good one. Where do we go? Okay, let's see. We go. What is the difference between ego and self? Self-esteem means pride in positive sense, whereas ego means pride in negative sense. Okay, there you go. Is that on my thing? Oh. Must be picking up something. Oh, it's the shine. Okay, my bad. All right, makes sense. Self-esteem learns us to believe in ourselves, okay? Whereas ego learns us to express our quality. Ooh, that's a good one. I might have to look into that because that I don't understand. See, that got me. See, now I don't understand what that means with our express our quality. Okay, all right. Let me think about it. That makes sense. Self-esteem inspires us to be better, whereas ego makes us blind in pride. See? Right there. Now that one I will talk about because that is where you're trying to do something and something's a little difficult and you're letting your pride not listen to an easier way to do it. Not changing a way you're going to do it completely. That's different. Okay? That's somebody else's ego trying to impede on you. Now, letting your pride get it, you're letting your ego stop you from doing something that's easier instead of doing it the more difficult way. All right? Case in point, you're trying to push a car uphill with no wheels. Oh, but I got wheels. You're probably like, no, I don't need them. I can do this. It's easy. It's only a smart car. I can do it. Yeah, but if you had wheels, whee! You know what I mean? Okay. Self-esteem develops our quality, whereas ego stops our progress. Okay, see? Okay, hold on a sec. So if self-esteem learns us to believe in ourselves, but ego learns us to express our quality. But self-esteem develops our quality, whereas ego stops. Okay. Quora.com. You know what? Everything I just said, we're just going to throw that right out the fucking window because that sounded a little hypocritical. It's all right. We live and we learn. Ego is defined as the view of that a person has of himself. Okay, that's your ego. Okay. So always thinking that it's you, that you are always right is wrong. Okay? You got to get over that. You don't, like I said last week, when you're trying to be better, you're trying to do something, you don't always want to be the smartest person in the room. That's boring. You've got nowhere to go if you're the smartest person. You always, like I said, in your especially, where does pride come in there? No, pride just came in with ego. That's what I'm saying. They kind of just threw it in there. I wanted to talk about ego, and I saw this, and I looked at it, and all of a sudden they just started talking about self-esteem and pride. That's why I said, let's just throw out everything I just said that had to do with the self-esteem and all that, because they just went into a completely different direction that I wanted to go in this conversation. Oh, well. Like I said, you live and you learn. The difference between... I just told you what the difference between ego and self was. Stop sitting on your head. Oh, what words start with ego? No. Pride, I feel, is the middle point. The middle point of what? See, you can't... What middle point? See? Don't say nothing and stop in the middle. Oh. But, no. I was reading... So I got on this and I'm doing this. Ego. Mm-hmm. So you think it's ego, pride, and then self-esteem. Huh. I would say it's if one's too great but the other is low. Oh, yeah, then you're out of balance. Of course, you've got to keep that balance. But at the same time, you've got to know to... You've got to learn, not know. You've got to learn to let someone tell you something. They're not... When people are giving you ideas and when you're trying to... You're going on this path. You're going to come across people on your journey, right? Boom. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. People are going to come into your path. Walk along with you sometimes. They may veer off after a bit, but they'll always... A lot of people will either test you, okay, to see if you're open to what can make your life easier, Or if you're just stubborn, hard-headed, letting your ego say, no, I know what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. I don't need your help. Okay? That's you thinking you're the smartest person. You're not. Don't let your ego cripple you. All right? Because it will. And it can. And I've honestly seen a lot where I've seen people who were running businesses and they would go do a job and go to the site and try to do something, and they would do things somewhat almost the most difficult way that you could do them, and other people would come over, if you do this, yeah, I got it. It's like, really? Granted, yes, men are stubborn. Okay, we are. We're stubborn. Okay? We have your fathers or grandfathers, they taught us certain ways. It's hard to change what grandpa taught us to do. And if normally, there's an easier way to do it, exactly what you're doing. Okay? Why? Well, because grandpa was a tough bastard. Okay? He figured it out. Let's do this and this. It might have took longer, yeah, because everything was by fucking hand. All right? Your father showed you how to do something. Back then, everything was still by fucking hand. Now, you got all little kinds of gadgets and gadgets that can make, case in point, I'm, during COVID 2020, I started buying up tools and doing, making things out of wood. Okay, I've made a sofa table, kind of rustic, rather raw. Cool. I made, what's it called, like an X farm table. 3 planks. It's got an X on either side. That's what it was called. Came out all right. I gotta take it off because something happened and I gotta tweak it. I want to just paint it, sand it all down and refinish it. I've got a black walnut? Yeah. Maybe? Yes. Black walnut tabletop that I'm going to be making a coffee table out of. Living edge. I'm loving it. I got to resand it because it got a squirrel, got in the garage, and the little bastard ran across. The cat was chasing it or something, and the little bastard scratched up, so I got to get the sand on here. Got a piece of white oak. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but I made a couple of desks, school desks, work desks, made a bench. I got to tweak the bench. The bench was just something I threw away because I needed a chair in the kitchen, So I started this woodworking business. Well, woodworking hobby, okay? Haven't sold anything yet, but my coffee table that I am making, I went online. Now, the piece of wood cost me $75, right? Okay. Don't worry, I'm getting to my point I'm making. I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. You're traveling on this journey. You're in a time, space. Enjoy yourself. So anyways, I go online and I'm looking at the table and I go, holy hell. $850. Well, I could take some pictures, buddy. I go, okay, so I just got to find these. I call them sea legs because they're like this. So they got 2 flat pieces that secure to the table, and then it comes like this, like a fucking sea. Sorry, my elbows don't connect. 2 of them for $70. The legs are. You put them right there, and boom, I sand it off, get a nice polish, throw that poly on there, buff that sucker. $850. My profit, 75 and 75, bingo. That's a nice bit of chunk of change for a profit, right? I know the guy who's right down the street from me that sells the wood. Him and his brother go and they cut the trees down, or they get the trees or whatnot, and then they cut the wood and they sell it. Awesome. So I've got no problem getting the wood. See, now I'm pulling my story back in. So I'm online and I follow these woodworking places, TikToks, Instagrams, always fun. Pinterest, Huge on Pinterest. I know. I'm manly. And yes, I got a fucking Pinterest thing. And I got boards and clips or whatever the hell they're called. I'm clipping this, pasting that, saving that to this and this and this. I got ideas all over the place. All right? But the ways that you can do shit, triple dovetails, double dovetail, you know, a fucking peacock hole, all this kind of shit that blows your mind. Oh, sorry. I got a little bit of the mucus. Stop. You're like your mom. You know, but all these different ways to do something. So now you read up. Oh, you listen to what the guy says it is. You go on YouTube, dovetail this, chisel that, you know, whatever. Okay, so you look. All right, cool. So you pick a way and you practice a little bit. You get good at that. So you're doing something. Now, depending on where you live, okay, if there's any other seasoned people that will listen to this later, you'll, when guys are walking around, we take a little walk, either with your significant other, we're just stretching our legs, and we hear, you know, the miter saw going, or we hear the table saw, you hear the wet saw, somebody's, you know, cutting tile or whatnot. Oh, hey, how you doing? What's going on? And they walk up, and then they sit there, and they shoot the shit, and, you know, now, you can have two people that go back and forth and exchange ideas, where ego means nothing, and it's just two guys. Oh, well, I do this, I like to do it this way. It's like easier for me, it sticks, I'm not sitting there having to put, you know, 7 different screw holes and secure this with the glue. What do you, oh, me, I like that, with the dowels, put a little hole there, boom. You only use 1 screw? Fuck, that's awesome. You know, when they go back, there's no ego. And they're learning each other that, you know, they're me, hey, well, I'm doing this part of it. Oh, cool, I got this thing, I got to twist this around. I work with the metal, blah, 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 blah. Cool. First, you guys are probably friends right now. Second, oh, if he's got any woodwork he'd want done, he's coming to your house. Okay? Or calling you first. Actually, he's a guy, he'll come over, he's not going to sit there and call, hey, Tommy, what's going on? Hey, you know, I need that wood, or what do you think about a table? I want to do this. Come on over to the house, I'll show you what I want. You want some metal, some wrought iron, whatnot, maybe a fence, maybe you're trying to do, I don't know. Whatever. Wrought iron, you want to work with some metal, do a deck, some fucking thing. Make little decorative things on your pizza oven that you're making outside, the brick oven, right? You're talking back and forth. No ego is involved in there. Now, you've got some people, and it's usually, I'm going to be honest with you, in my experience, it's usually the people that just started doing this business. They think they have all the right answers. They know what they're doing. Versus somebody that just does it on the side, if they're not selling, you know, a lot. They just do it to play around with it, and they night piece. They sell a piece here and there, you know. And it's always somebody comes up, oh, man, you can make a killing and do this. No, that's not good. You got to do it. Yeah, bye. No, see? That's ego. They think they know because they got their hands on whatever information they needed to. You know, and they think they know it all. No, I don't care how much you read on the internet, anything you can search up, anything. I don't care how many books you've read, all right? All that is based on somebody's perception, somebody else doing this. Until you have put the time in, that you've actually done the, you know, built a table, you know, built a desk, you know, put in a window, built a deck, built a gazebo, all right? Until you've put the time in and done whatever it is, that means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? It doesn't. Nothing. Now, I get a kick if I'm, my street that I have, sometimes we get people walking up and down, or if I'm taking a walk looking for a piece of wood, I want to do something because I got a little wooded area right over here. And about 4 houses down, he used to be a teacher or an accountant. One of the two. He works with wood. or does little thing. He works with stuff too. And we were just started talking. We got to talking about things. And he's like, yeah, I love it. Everybody loves these houses, little L shapes, ranch style. They want to retire and just chill and do their little things. Keeps us busy. We're not going nuts. We're still contributing. We let go of our ego. I think sometimes we get to, some of us, not all of us, some of us, we get to a certain time in our life. I respect only the ones who have had hands-on materials and can show their work. There you go. Yeah. See, but that's even right there. That's a different kind of pride right there, though, Matt. That's pride, but it's not pride like what we're talking. That's just like, look at this. I accomplished this. I did this. Okay, I was the same way when I did. I made the sofa table. Okay, now this is my sofa table that I made. I ripped apart some pallets. All right, made it out of pallets. Or it was my first piece. Now, granted, the only tools I had was a hammer, a screw, screw gun, a circular saw, and what was the other thing? And something else. I forget what the name of the tool is. I can never think of what the name of that tool is. I don't really use them. I prefer my Dremel, but that was after, right? So the shaping, okay, so it's got your top, like sofa tables do, and then it comes under, and you got your pieces. Now, the shaping of the pieces of wood that I used was all lightly carved. I used a circular saw to do the edges. Okay, so imagine this. Yeah, no, not the router. I don't have a router yet. I need to get a router. It's that fucking piece. It's got like that flat edge. It doesn't spin or cut. It just vibrates. I forget what the hell it's called. It's got like the edge and it's got like the teeth, and all it does is and you do it, and it's for like good evening, McLean. I forget what it's called. It's about this big handheld. It's got the battery. You put the little piece in the teeth. It's got the nut that sits there, and all it does is vibrate. It's got the little teeth, and you put it across the metal, it just vibrates. And I'd have to find it. It's over there on the shelf, and I'll take a picture or I'll look it up. I always forget what it is. I don't use them. Yes. No. Maybe. It doesn't really oscillate, though. It just vibrates. I don't know, man. I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll send it to you. But, so I made all my cuts on my sofa table, all with a circular saw. Okay, so I got the safety glasses on. I did it before I got my pencils from the Home Depot, and I want to do this. I want to cave this in. I want to, blend that in. I want to bevel this. Okay, all right, let's do this. And and I went to town. And, for the first piece, for a rustic piece, okay, rustic farm piece, we'll say, it came out pretty good. A little dark on the top. I might end up actually sanding the whole top down again and making it lighter, But it came out good for a first piece. I was excited. I took pride, like, I did this. Okay, I used a little glue, a little paint, stain. No paint, stain. No, I painted the legs. So paint and stain, the top was stained, the legs were painted, right? And I was like, I took pride in it. That was pride in I accomplished something. Not, I know I know everything, I my way is the best way, which is a different kind of pride, all right? I'm not listening. But I took pride, and I was like, all right, this is cool. I could do this, man. I could sit there and build shit out of wood all day. And it's another reason why I want a pickup truck. Because I like to, I drive around, and when people throw, like, old pieces like this, although this is a newer piece, the old antique stuff, Mingya. when they're giving it away for free, they're just getting rid of it, throw it in the back of the pickup, bring it home, sand it down. Good evening, Yvonne. Sand it down, restain it, and then you could sell it. You just made all complete profit. You know, yeah. Well, what about no? Because then you got to put in the cost of your sanding discs and what do that and blah blah blah. No, dude. Listen, that stuff means nothing. If I've got to buy, when I talk a material, it's most likely, man, most likely. You know, but all the mason work that I've done, all the land, as much as I hate landscaping in itself, and I do, mowing lawns, weed whacking, raking leaves onto that effing tarp, and then dragging it like 100 feet to go dump it down in a gorge. Oh my God, I hate it. Hated it. Now, hardscapes, I love it. Hardscapes, you rip shit out of a certain area of a backyard or whatnot. They want to put a pool in, build a gazebo, put a nice deck with all the trimmings, you know, nice big wood columns or whatnot, you know, boom, let's do it up, baby. You know, let's have it so that a curtain slides across the thing. You got, you know, halfway here, you got a planter on the outside, you got a seat on the inside, you know, you can have some things like there. You go further down and around on it, you've got a nice, a little setup for your herb garden. I know people think when you start talking about pallets, okay? Pallets, that's so chintzy. Look, you can cut out certain sections, build a pallet up, stain it, put the dirt in there. Pallets can make I've seen pallet beds. I've seen all kinds of pallet furniture. You know, hard shapes. No. Hardscapes, not hard shapes. Hardscapes isn't heavy work. If you got heavy, you call in where you get a bobcat or a backhoe that carries the rocks for you, dude. Hardscapes is mostly where you're doing gazebos, decks. You're putting a above ground. Well, no, the pool is a different kind of thing. But, you know, it's, believe me, you do, not awnings. Oh, my God. Believe me, there was a guy when I was living down in Maryland, right? And it was on what they call the freeway down there, okay? There was a waterfall and a pond on the side of the road, okay? Right? Really? Really? Now, this guy, the company that had him do this, they bought all the material. He was allowed to use all their construction equipment. He didn't have to rent anything. Okay? And I believe he did it in, what was it, 3 or 4 months. Okay? Now, after paying his guys, he walked away with $40,000. Okay? That's not bad for doing a 15-foot pond with a 12-foot waterfall and flowers and stuff all around it, and a couple of little ledges that came out. Let me tell you, it was awesome. You almost died doing a pool? Don't do that. You know? Oh. But what I'm basically trying to get, you know, I know I've kind of almost turned this into, you know, things I'd like to do, you know, but no, it's because, okay, I've took an account, I've talked to people, all right, yes, I can have all the information I want anywhere about anything, as long as you know what to type in now and ask the proper question, is at my fingertips, right here. I can watch as many videos as I want, I can read books on the shit. I've got a few books on hardscapes, landscaping, couple 2-tree, water gardens. Love water gardens. Awesome. Got some other stuff, you know what I mean? But all that means nothing. I could read until I'm just, you know, you go out and you talk to these people that do it. And believe me, a lot of these guys will just, you know, they'll give you the answers. You know, I was thinking about doing this. Now, you know, you found somebody that knows what they're talking about, okay? When, well, you can do it like this, this, or this. There's multiple ways you can do this, okay? Those people that when you have a question about, you know, starting a job for this, or maybe you still want to start like that, like I've talked to wood people that work with wood. Oh my God, right? And you know you found the right one when they actually tell you something instead of going, well, it's hard work, and you got to put the time in. It's like, dude, you hate what you do, all right? If your first response when someone's talking about it is, oh, it's hard work, you got to do this, and all they do is they sound like they're complaining, thanks for your time. Turn around and get out of there as soon as possible, because that will kill your dream right there. All right, like they say, how do you kill a $1 million dream? You tell it to a $10 mindset. You want to kill your dreams real quick? Tell your dreams to somebody with a minimum wage mindset, a minimum wage work ethic. That'll kill your dreams. If your will is stronger and you know what you want, you will sit there and be like, and you'll sit as they're talking. Oh my God, how do you get through each day? You know. Blue raspberry. This is slamming, but it kills me that people with, you know, I think here it is, that the people with that minimum wage work ethic that think their pride is like, da, 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 I know fucking everything, and you got to do this, and my way is the best way, and why da, da. Yet these are the same people, after 10 minutes, they're whining and complaining about something. Okay? Don't be that. Don't let your ego get you like that. Really? Your minimum wage work ethic, that's what you think you're going to survive with? You're going to get ahead like that? You don't want to listen to somebody that maybe has a few answers just because it counteracts what you have all, oh no, you got to do it. Like, no, listen, okay? You got to find the people that are humble, that won't just say, oh, what you're doing is wrong. Then, well, I like it. It works good. Now, with what you're doing, try this, okay? Somebody like that will show you how to do the way you're doing something in the easiest possible way. Not change what you're doing. They will help you to do what you're doing in the easiest possible way. Okay? Because bye-bye, ego. My thing. They've Spartan kicked their ego out the way. Bye! You know? And I did. I made a mistake tonight before I got on the show. I watched a bunch of things about fresh green people that had a little bit of experience, but not a lot of knowledge, okay? Versus somebody who's got a lot of knowledge and shitty experience and shitty personalities. And their ego was just trying to, no, you need to do it this way. And it's just like, what the hell is wrong with people? Okay, those aren't the no days off. Yes. You know, but it's just like, no. You know, like I said, I am always on my, with the exception of the last 3 weeks, I haven't got on my Pinterest because I've been sick and I've just been playing video games and need to rest. But at the same time, I've just been irked. I was telling my buddy at my hustle, I was like, not being able to get online here and give you content has been driving me nuts. All right, because I don't want to try to get on, you know, and you know, and you got snot. Nobody wants to see that. So never once lost my motivation. Oh no, I'm sick. I got the COVID. Boo hoo. I don't want to do anything. No, I wanted to do anything. I just couldn't talk right. You know? But, anyways, as I was saying, you know, you get on and you talk to these people, and I look all, if I can, you know, absorb information like that and ways to do things, it's awesome. Okay? Because I know what needs to be done. You know what I mean? But now I can perhaps speak with somebody or see somebody the way they do it, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm more of a visual learner. Yes, I can watch something, and then somewhat, for the most part, after a couple times, you know, watching it, you know, 2 or 3 times I can watch it, I can duplicate it, right? Except, and I'm going to go off on a thing, except the one thing I have not been able to duplicate so far is, I don't know if anybody's ever watched somebody make winding staircases, and that's where one of the first times I've seen where they put the wood in like an ice box, and then they take it out and they bend it around there, or some kind of like it's moisture. I don't remember the exact process. I just remember watching it and and I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck? What? That is something I have yet to be able to do. I've watched somebody do a nice, well, obviously the steps were wood, but after that they put like a marble over the top of it, and I'm looking at it and going, Minga, just how? So if this was, and I managed to find a guy, well, I found him, but I shot him like an email and whatnot, and he said, oh, no, this is just, it's all cut. When we use the wood, they make the staircase first out of the wood. They did, right? And then if people want to add stuff to it, then we can put like the carpet, or if they want to do like, you know, 1/2 inch marble or whatnot, or granite, then we can do that after, but everything's cut. And so I'm going, oh, so it's not like you're just taking huge pieces of granite or whatnot, setting it down and cutting it. He goes, oh, no. That's a completely different process. I go, oh, well, yeah, I guess it would be. I said, you know, and I'm just watching. And that's the one thing I haven't been able to do yet. Make those spiral staircases that you see in the movies, you know, or where they see it and the staircase comes down, it comes like this, so you start here and it comes down and then it comes out and it fans out to the thing, you know what I mean? And I see that, and I get on, like I said, I get on the Pinterest and I get all these fucking ideas in my head, right? You know, and it's like, okay, all right, I watched, you know, 5-6 videos, I could do that, see, there's that's probably what people would say is ego. But here's where it stops. Now, I got to find somebody, you know, see if there's somebody that has never done this before, and perhaps maybe one time they get a job doing it, and it's like, why don't you let me come, you know, and just shadow you. You know, I'll sit there, you know, even if I help out a little bit, you don't have to pay me, but, you know, just so I can sit and I can learn. All right, let me absorb. Let me absorb what you're doing, you know. So I learned things a lot that way, by going and helping shit straight. Stingers are tough for me. Okay, are you saying shit, straight stingers are tough for you? Or is it shit straight stingers are tough for you? Either way, I don't know what shit straight stingers are or straight stingers. I don't know. That's stringers. Stringers. Okay, yeah. What's a stringer? Correction. Okay. What's it? Oh, Jesus Christ. You've been drinking. Oh, boy. Okay, so we're going to wheel it all back. Like I said, whatever you can find, absorb, read the knowledge, okay? But knowledge is no, what's the word? Is not a replacement for experience, okay? The framing set, for stairs. Ah, okay. Yeah, no. I've seen metal done too, the way they do with the metal. That's awesome. Awesome. Which is another reason why I also want to I want to get a Forge. Yes, Forge 2.0. Yes. I want to get a Forge in here and take a little whack at blacksmithing too. I did last year. I bought my first blacksmithing hammer. I was like, yeah, baby, let's do it. I have a buddy that, is a friend of my parents, but he does welding. And if I have any questions ever, I can go over there and ask him. He knows that motherfucker's a welding encyclopedia. He welded my parents' deck at their house so they can put the boats up and whatnot. And so, but anyways, don't let your ego stop you from advancing in your life. Okay? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, I've looked. And that's what I think. That's one reason, Matt, why I stopped watching those shows. Because I didn't have the capital to start a business in doing that. And I'm sitting there looking, going, I understand. You know, you got to put some time in, but you can make this and you can do this. I said, but Mingya, you do a few staircases in a house, and you do some certain shit in a house, and you make it like you put some closets into like different rooms. And I don't mean just a little closet. I mean where they open like this and there's like, it opens up and it's a closet. All right, like a closet. Mingya. Woohoo! You're rolling in the money. You do some work for some big name people and they start talking. Yeah, it is. It is. That's why... And I think with that's why, I buy pieces of equipment here and there of things I just want, because in a couple years, look at this, now I can do this too, on top of doing what I'm doing and making this show go international, worldwide, I'm still going to want to work on the wood, take the time to ground myself, make a table, boom. See my whatchamacallit, if I could end up doing some tables and putting etchings in it or something, or, creating that brand and see my tables in some of those furniture magazines, are you shitting me? Woo-hoo! Wow. This would be awesome. Oh, the guy does this, he's a TV host. He fucking does wood tables. He works with tables. Look at this shit he makes. My thing though, I would probably focus on mostly like your medieval, your rustic, your western, your maybe colonial type stuff, because I prefer that old, raw, rough look, But I do versus like shit like this that I don't even know. I know this part's wood. I don't know if all of it's wood. Some of that, it's just got like a wood, burn it in. Yeah. I've been looking into that too, where you take make a symbol. Oh yeah. No, but, where you get the torch and you torch the wood. Woo, I seen some of that. I'd like to play around with that to see if I can do some stuff with that. Maybe that's what I'll do to this piece of white oak. I got like about a 5-foot piece of white oak. It's probably about like that thick. I'm going to take the bark off so I have that living edge, that live edge. Yeah. And definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. But because that's what I'm going to do when I make I'm looking into, I don't know if I'm going to do just build something or I might end up renting office space, right? And the office that I'm going to produce the show and all that, but I'm going to have, I know I've been playing what if I just have all right, like a chair, I have a couple of chairs, maybe a little coffee. No, I want in there, okay, That's why, like I call this, my little Valhalla. I'm going to have a round table, a wooden round table. And I'm going to have, etchings in the spots, and there's going to be like holes where I can have a bunch of mics, like 6 mics, as it's going to go around. And I think that's the idea. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be a show. And it's going to be fabulous. You know what I mean? So, and I do that. Oh, this is, guests come to the show, like I said, because I'm not going to be interviewing them. They're going to be part of the show. So they come, this is a nice table. Where'd you get this from? Oh, I made it. What? I made it. Your value just jumped. Okay? Not only are you a podcaster, TV show guy, right? You're also a woodworker. You work with wood. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty, to put work in, to do the work. Okay? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. And it is. It's fun. I love, like I said, after that first piece, and I was using the circular saw to do the etches and the edgings, I'm like, oh, I've got, first, I've got to get a Dremel tool or some other kinds of tools to this, because using this circular saw is all kicking the balls, But, oh, yeah, no, just to be able to put that stuff together, that's a little bit of, it's because it was a passion of mine before. Honestly, I was scared to do it because I wasn't, bar night on location show. We still got... We could probably, yes, I know, we've got to do something, and what I'd have to do is talk to the owners first, so that makes sure that we could get like a table out away somewhere. And I probably would want it where it's warmer, so we're not freezing our nuts off, because it'll probably have to be somewhere outside, and just put up and then do the show from there, And yes, we could still joke around, but I want to have a topic. Oh, of course, fucking live. Why would I record it and then load it up? No, you got to have it live. That's what I'm saying. Yes, we could still bust balls, but I still would want to put, have a topic going in. So we'd have to keep it light on the liquor and not get totally smashed, But I definitely think that's definitely something that I want to do. But we are going to cut it right there. I got to go do a couple 2-3 things before I crash for the night. I want to thank everybody that came. I want to thank everybody that I know is going to watch this show later tonight once you, tomorrow morning, once you wake up across the pond. No. Don't let your ego cripple your life. Don't let it hinder you in any way on your path to forging a better version of yourself. Okay? Now, go to YouTube, Forge 2.0, subscribe and like to my YouTube channel. All right? Let's get us out there. I know, look, 4,500 of you on my personal page. It's not too hard, too much to ask. Go to the YouTube channel. All right? All right. Yes, brother. I'll see you Monday. Thank everyone for coming up. This is Brandon signing off. Have a great night. And I hope your week kicked ass and you reached that weekly milestone. Later.